different tone. Dun, 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 dun. All of these on society, you know. They're right in front of us, so like Disneyland. Just could not miss it, especially where I grew up. I passed up many graduations here, and I was not about to pass up this one. That's it. And it's proceeding much faster. Like Norton, oh yeah, they're walking normal. They're not going 1 foot and forward and another one. No, that's right. Graduating?
My cousin.
Oh, I didn't know that. What's your name again?
Kate.
Kate, I know I missed yours last year, but I wanted to come this year.
Oh, good. Yeah, glad you made it.
I remember you from last year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah? Yes. From the high school football. I went this year. They did good. Yeah, they won again over Norwell. Yeah, nice to see you. Yeah, I didn't get the extra ball.
I'm pleased to present the Hanover High School class of 2014. Let's hear it for the band, who always does a great job with pomp and circumstance, so that our graduates can march to live music.
That's right out in the tape recording.
I would like to take a moment and mention the water we are all drinking was donated by the Hanover High Sports Boosters Club. Last night, they dropped off 1,000 bottles of water. A big thank you to them for their generosity.
I know, because of the hot weather.
At this time, I'd like to invite Vice President of the class of 2014, Mr. Brian Meehan, to the podium to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Well, we gotta stand up. Yeah, we do. Everybody rise. please. And the national
I pledge
anthem.
allegiance to the flag of the United
of the United States of America
and to the
and
republic
to the republic for which it stands,
one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
And then national anthem. Yeah,
Thank you, Brian. Our gold medal, award-winning Vox Ensemble will lead us in the national anthem.
we got remain standing. Chorus. We got Vox chorus.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were gallantly streaming, and the rockets bursting in air, it through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Yeah. Guess we can sit down.
At this time, would the marshal please seat the assembly and the class of 2014? A couple of weeks ago, on the last day of school, we asked the seniors to gather around a table, and we gave them the opportunity to invite any teacher they wanted from kindergarten through 12th grade to the graduation ceremony this afternoon. I'd like all those teachers invited to please stand up and be acknowledged by the assembly. I know you don't want to, but please stand up and be acknowledged.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you very much. I'm pleased to welcome Mr. Troy Bridson, President of the Class of 2014, to the podium for his welcoming remarks.
Oh, there he is. There he goes.
Graduates, family members, friends, teachers, administrators, and community members, it is my privilege to welcome you on this lovely afternoon. I've had the opportunity to hear from some pretty powerful speakers in my lifetime. My only wish is that I can somehow emulate just a little bit of their wisdom, poise, and insight. In the final season of The Office, one of the characters, Andy Bernard, is leaving to pursue his dream job, which just so happens to be a position as a Cornell admissions officer. And as Andy is saying goodbye to his coworkers, he says one line that continues to resonate with me. Andy remarks, "I wish there was a way to know you were in the good old days before you actually left them." As I reflect on our time together as a class, my mind fills with an abundance of memories of times past, a lot of which were captured in our amazing video yearbook. As we sat in the ballroom at Black Rock for our senior banquet, I thought, I wish I could go back and remind the younger version of myself that he was enjoying the good old days. Many of these good old days were spent in the classrooms and on the fields of Hanover High School. What makes this class so great is that we have achieved in so many different areas. Our academic success is complemented by our accomplishments in athletics, music, and other extracurricular activities. Our athletes have earned numerous college scholarships, while our musicians have earned prestigious awards at a national level. Through various clubs, such as fashion, chess, philosophy, and diversity club, and through groups such as the Green Team, SAD, and Literary Magazine. We have followed our passions and fostered a culture of extended learning. Furthermore, through Student Council and National Honor Society, we have been able to give back to the community immensely, starting freshman year. Since our days of high school have ended, we have been tasked with trying to discover how to keep recreating these good old days, and how to realize we are in the midst of actually experiencing them. We have a basic tendency as humans to spend a lot of time thinking back to better days, or thinking ahead about how we just need to get through this school year, this job, or this situation. In the midst of all this thinking, we sometimes don't realize what we are experiencing in the present. It's all too easy not to stop and take in where we are at a certain point, and think about what we are the most passionate about and who we truly cherish. Sometimes, and without our conscious realizing, the smallest, most insignificantly seemed occurrences end up making the most lasting impact. Sometimes, that one friend, that one teacher or future professor will make us think differently about the world, or most importantly, the one person whom we choose to love will alter the labyrinth of our lives and our futures. As life continues on at rapid speed, it can become difficult to appreciate these small moments that ultimately turn into our most significant forever. So stop and pinch yourself every once in a while and take a look at the world around you. One of the problems with looking back at the good old days is that we actually start to believe that every day was that magical and exciting. You see, our minds automatically leave out all the boring and frustrating crap that actually happened. And when we start comparing our past with our present, it seems as though our past life was much more enjoyable and carefree. This brings me to my next point. To really start enjoying the present, it's going to have to start up here. One of the best things about Hanover High School, at least in my opinion, is that it opened up entirely new ways of thinking for me. As one of my favorite authors, the late David Foster Wallace once said, "The real value of education isn't really about the capacity to think, but rather about the choice of what to think about." One of the great things about growing up in the United States is that we have total freedom of thought. We get to consciously decide what to value and what not to value. However, as a society and culture, we sometimes forget this freedom. We often fall into the trap of thinking through a lens of self. Here's an example. Let's say it's the end of a tiring school day, and you've just gotten home from a 3-hour practice. Suddenly, one of your parents asks you to run an errand. So once you get to the store, you find out the checkout line is packed. While in line, you can dwell on your lack of sleep and your schoolwork in the crowded store and think about how unfair the world has made this day for you. But we often forget our choice. You can choose to think differently. Maybe that teenager in the line ahead of you is relying on food stamps, and instead of driving home, he will be walking home to a shelter. Or maybe the store clerk is a single parent finishing a 10-hour shift just to provide for her children. When you start to consider some of the struggles that others could be facing, your present situation is going to seem a whole lot better. To really start enjoying the present, choose to think about others and surround yourselves with people that you care about. Think about it. All of those great experiences that I mentioned earlier, those that happened while we were at Hanover High, were not spent alone. They were spent with friends, many of whom we will be saying goodbye to in a couple of months. At least in my case, there is direct correlation between my happiness and the happiness of those around me. A really important kind of thinking, as Wallace says, involves attention and awareness and discipline and effort and being able to truly care about other people and to sacrifice for them over and over in myriad petty little unsexy ways every day. Another way to generate more enjoyable experiences is to really try to keep an open mind. I think it's important to realize that we don't have everything figured out yet. That's okay. As Carl Sagan once said, somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known. This undiscovered knowledge that really makes it different in our lives is different for all of us. And it may not always be discovered in an academic setting, but realize that the world is pretty large, and who knows what exciting secrets you will discover if you reach out and explore. Hold on to a little bit of that curiosity from childhood. It may feel as though you are going left and right in the dark, but be brave and continue to seek out new experiences. I know we have been prepared well to go out and be shepherds of discovery and achievement. And if you live your life this way, I promise you will start to realize that your life is an endless stream of great moments. The good old days are actually right here, right now, in this very moment, but you just have to stop and realize that you are living them. Never forget that it is up to you to decide how you want to see the world and how you wish to experience it. Thank you very much for listening. I wish you all the best. And at this time, I'd like to take a selfie of the class of 2014. To cherish the good old days right now.
Yeah, with new internet technology. Yeah, there you go. I take a selfie with this very handy cam from Sony. Like a video camera I got on eBay. How much?
Thank you, Troy. I'm pleased to welcome our salutatorian of the class of 2014, Mr. Brian Mead, to give his address.
All right, thank you, Dr. Rabb. Good afternoon, and welcome to everyone here with us today. Administration, faculty, parents, members of the Hanover community, distinguished guests, and most importantly, fellow graduates of the class of 2014. It's truly an honor to be your class salutatorian. When I first learned that I'd be speaking today, my dad gave me a great piece of advice. The definition of a good speech is one with a good beginning and a good ending, preferably close together. As some of you may know, graduation speeches have a reputation for being full of cliches. And I promise you that for the next 5 minutes, I will do my best to uphold this sacred tradition. Today, we close an important chapter in our lives. Over the past 4 years, we've shared an unforgettable adventure together. But most importantly, we overcame the impossible and realized that what we really needed was inside of us all along. But in all seriousness, the camaraderie and enthusiasm of our class cannot be replicated. We excelled in sports, academics, and the arts, earned the respect of our faculty, and made a positive impact at Hanover High School. We're exceptional in many ways, and not just because twins make up nearly 10% of our graduating class. Go Twins! I can confidently say that we have all earned the graduation diplomas that we will receive today. But the diploma itself will do practically nothing for you. It cannot be exchanged for cash. It won't go on interviews for you. You cannot eat it. You could probably smoke it, but I wouldn't advise that. Save it for the cigars. This is not meant to be disrespectful, but the diploma is just a piece of paper unless we embrace and build upon the hard work and dedication it represents. It's already opened some doors for us, but in order to have success down the road, we're going to have to knock some doors down too. Now, when I think of success, one of my favorite quotes comes to mind. Success is not the result of spontaneous combustion. You have to set yourself on fire first. And if there's one point that I want you to take away from this speech, it's that I want you to set yourself on fire. And I mean that in the most constructive way possible. Let me clarify. Success will never just happen to you. Any accomplishment in our lives so far has been the result of a risk, making the chance to take a difference, and even with the possibility of failure. This initiative is at the core of everything we've achieved as a class, in the classroom, on stage, and on the field. We've defined our own high school experience, trying new prom venues, creating new school rallies and dances, and designing the best video yearbook and lip dub this school has ever seen. Everyone sitting here today has the ability to achieve greatness, but we can't take all of the credit either, as we've all had help along the way. These diplomas not only signify everything we've accomplished, but also all of the support we've been given so far. For our entire lives, family, amazing teachers, and friends have provided all of the love, guidance, and support we ever needed. This symbolizes the kindling we will use to fuel our fire. We all have the energy and passion needed to burn brightly, but when we do strive to be successful, we have to be ready to get burned along the way. Once we find the courage to set ourselves afire, we will be able to see just how high our flames can reach. In closing, I'd like to share a quote with you from the classic award-winning film, The Dark Knight. In what I believe is one of its greatest cinematic moments, the butler Alfred Pennyworth warns Batman that some men just want to watch the world burn. I'm here to tell you all that I'm one of those people, but not in the way.
Oh, God.
I believe that if we find the strength to strike that first match, only then will we figure out what our true potential actually is. Some of us may burn brighter and longer than others, but we must never let the flames that we lit here die out. It is our collective duty to forever stoke these fires and take advantage of everything our education and community have provided us. I know that the class of 2014 has what it takes to set the world ablaze and spread across the globe the brilliance that we as a class create, one piece of paper at a time. Good luck, class of 2014. Thank you for all of your support and friendship over the past 4 years, and I look forward to hearing the stories of all of your future accomplishments and adventures. Thank you.
All right.